I swear, if somebody had told me years ago that the person who would rip my entire life apart wouldn't be a stranger, wouldn't be an enemy, wouldn't even be a jealous coworker or some random toxic ex, but my own sister, I would have laughed in their face and called them dramatic. But here I am today, looking back at the version of me who trusted too easily, loved too deeply, and believed that family always meant loyalty. Turns out, sometimes the most dangerous snake in your grass is the one who grew up in the same house as you. Let me take you back to when everything felt perfect. I was 27, freshly promoted, doing good in life, and proudly engaged to the man I thought had been custom-made by the universe just for me. His name was Ethan. Tall, sweet, sarcastic in a cute way, and stupidly handsome, the type of guy who turns heads even when he's trying to blend in. But it wasn't just looks. He was smart, driven, and surprisingly humble for somebody who came from money, I mean real money. Old school, my family owns half the companies you see downtown, money. The kind of wealth that comes with both privilege and pressure. But Ethan never flaunted it. When we met, I didn't even know he was rich. It wasn't until way later that he admitted he was basically a millionaire by inheritance and family investments. But by then, I loved him for who he was, not what he had. And honestly, I was proud that someone like him chose someone like me. Someone normal. Someone who had fought for every little thing in life. But you know who wasn't proud? My sister, Vanessa. Now, before I paint her like the villain she is today, let me tell you this, growing up, Vanessa and I were close. Not perfect, but close enough to share clothes, secrets, late-night heartbreak combos, and dreams about the future. She'd always been the pretty one, the outgoing one, the men fall at her feet one. I was the sensible sister, the one with responsibilities, the one who studied, worked, pushed through life step by step. Vanessa was the fun one, but she was also the one who, let's say, didn't like when things weren't about her. And Ethan, oh, she noticed him the second she met him. The attention, the charm, the effortless charisma, but she pretended to love us together. Pretended to be happy for me. Pretended to be the supportive sister. If only I'd known those smiles were rehearsed. If only I'd known jealousy can rot a person's soul so deeply it turns them into someone unrecognizable. Everything changed the night of our engagement party. God, if I could rewrite one night of my life, it would be that one. Hook turn, engagement night. I walked downstairs in the dress I'd dreamed about, and everyone complimented me except Vanessa. She gave me this strange smile, tight-lipped, slightly forced, like she was trying to hide something boiling underneath her skin. Then she hugged me and whispered, "Don't mess this up, sis. Not, you look beautiful. Not, I'm so happy for you. Just that." And listen, I brushed it off. Because that's what sisters do, right? They tease, they joke, sometimes they're weird, life goes on, but throughout the party she stuck around Ethan like a perfume sample girl at a mall. Laughing at every joke he made, touching his arm when she didn't need to, acting overly impressed by everything he said. I tried to ignore it, but every now and then, I'd catch Ethan giving her this confused, slightly uncomfortable look. I should have said something, but I didn't want drama. And that was mistake number one. The first warning sign. About 2 weeks before the wedding, Ethan cancelled one of our date nights last minute. Not typical for him. When I texted him asking if everything was okay, he said he was dealing with some family investment issues. But later that night, Vanessa strolled into the house wearing designer heels she did not own before, carrying a bag from a boutique she swore she could never afford. I thought it was suspicious, but again, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she finally got a bonus. Maybe she had a side hustle. Maybe she saved up. But then she said something weird. "You shouldn't stress Ethan so much about wedding details. Guys like him don't like needy women." The way she said, guys like him. Like she knew him. Like she understood him in a way I didn't. Something in my stomach twisted, but I ignored it again, telling myself I was being paranoid. Except I wasn't. The discovery and the betrayal. 3 days before the wedding, I found out the truth. Ethan didn't show up for our final cake tasting. Totally unlike him. He didn't answer my calls. Didn't respond to texts. I drove to his place thinking maybe he fell sick, maybe slept in, maybe his phone died. I used my spare key, walked in, and what I saw still burns me from the inside out. My sister, Vanessa, sitting on Ethan's couch, wearing his hoodie, holding one of his mugs like she lived there, like she'd lived there for a while. But that wasn't even the worst part. Ethan walked out of the bedroom, not the guest room, the bedroom, and when he saw me standing there, he didn't look shocked. He didn't look guilty. He looked defeated, like he'd been dreading this moment. My brain couldn't process anything. I remember my hands shaking, my throat closing up, my ears ringing like a fire alarm inside my skull. "Tell me this is a joke," I said. "Tell me this isn't real." Vanessa had the audacity to smirk. "I didn't steal him, sis," she said calmly. "He came to me." Ethan tried to step toward me, but I stepped back so hard I nearly tripped. He explained, or tried to. He said he had doubts, confusion, pressure, that he and Vanessa connected during a rough patch. That it just happened. Just happened. My sister, slept with my fiancé. And apparently more than once. I remember screaming something. I remember slamming the door. I remember running so fast I didn't feel my legs. But the worst part, they didn't even try to fix it. Didn't apologize. Didn't fight for me. They just let me go. And 3 months later, they got married. No shame, no guilt, no remorse. My family was divided. Some chose them, some chose me. But I chose myself and walked away from all of it. 7 years later, the return hook. Now here's where the story flips. 7 years passed. 7 years of therapy. 7 years of rebuilding myself. 7 years of working my ass off, leveling up in every possible way. I moved states, started my own company, became financially stable, became emotionally stronger, lived a life so peaceful even I couldn't believe it sometimes. Ethan and Vanessa, I didn't think about them, didn't check their socials, didn't stalk, didn't ask anyone about them. They were ghosts to me. Until one morning, I got an email from Ethan. My heart didn't drop, it didn't break, it didn't panic. Instead, it did something scarier. It stayed completely still, like I had no feelings left for that man at all. The email was long, desperate, full of guilt and drama. But the line that caught me was this: "Vanessa left me. I really need to talk to you." I laughed, actually laughed, but curiosity, yeah, it got me. Just a little. So I agreed to meet, not because I missed him, not because I cared, but because closure is a powerful thing. The meeting, and the truth about Vanessa. We met at a quiet little cafe where the walls smelled like cinnamon and the chairs creaked every time someone sat down. Ethan looked nothing like the man I once loved. He looked older, tired, drained, like life had wrung him out and hung him to dry. He told me everything. Vanessa had cheated on him, with multiple people, because apparently, once she realized being married to a millionaire didn't mean instant luxury, instant fame, or instant billionaire status, she got bored. She wanted more money, more attention, more everything. She ran up his credit cards, partied every weekend, flirted with his business partners, and treated him like a stepping stone instead of a husband. And when he couldn't keep up with her lifestyle demands, she dipped, left him for a richer guy, then dumped that guy for an even richer one. Classic Vanessa. He said he regretted everything. He said he never stopped loving me. He said leaving me was the worst mistake of his life. I listened, quietly, calmly, and then I said, "You didn't leave me, Ethan. You betrayed me." He cried. He actually cried. But I felt nothing. Not love, not anger, not hatred, just clarity. The best revenge is healing. The best, I told you so, is peace. And the best closure is not wanting them back. The final hook, run in with my sister. But oh, we're not done. 2 months after that meeting, I ran into Vanessa at a charity gala with a new guy, and guess what? She didn't look happy, didn't look secure, didn't look fulfilled. She looked exhausted, jittery, almost desperate. She froze when she saw me walk in, confident, successful, glowing in a way she never could. She tried to talk to me, tried to act friendly like nothing happened. But I smiled and walked right past her, and for the first time ever, she was the one watching me walk away, not the other way around. The real ending. People think betrayal destroys the victim, but sometimes betrayal destroys the betrayer. I didn't lose a sister. I didn't lose a fiancé. I lost 2 people who were never meant to stay in my life. And I gained something better. Myself, my peace, my strength, my future. And if anyone out there is listening and going through something similar, remember this. The people who betray you are not your ending. They are your plot twist. Your real story starts after they leave.